Hey there, all you cool cats and hip chicks. Welcome back to episode 2 of our Offstage Acting podcast. Yay! Video edition. Now, if you found us on YouTube, congratulations. Well done. Well done, you. Have you ever asked yourself the question as a content creator / actor, should I build a home studio? How do I build a home studio? Why would I build a home studio? Where do I start? What do I do? Who do I talk to? In this episode, I get the opportunity to talk to Jay, give him all the tips and tricks I've learned over the years on how to build a home studio. I built a home studio. It's pretty darn good. But I made a lot of mistakes along the way, and I don't want you to make those same mistakes. Jay might make those mistakes because he's not a listener. He doesn't listen. Okay, but that won't be you. You're going to take advantage of all the knowledge and wisdom that I have to share in this episode to get you started down the path to at least know how to begin on any budget. It don't matter your budget. You can do this on any budget. That's what they always say. That, and I also make fun of Jay and the French and the Norwegians just a tiny bit. It's not a big deal, and I'm very sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings, blah, blah, blah. I said I was sorry, guy. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and take in all the knowledge and fun of our episode entitled Home Studio. Welcome home, everybody. Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We're back again.
Hello.
The unbranded episode. This is a bonus episode for our audiences.
A bepisode. Take that off.
Bepisode?
A bepisode.
You're ruining my intro.
I'm sorry.
Bum, 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 bum. Offstage acting. Bonus episode. What are we talking about today, Jay?
We are talking about setup and home studio stuff, which is so relevant to me because I just moved in to a new flat like 2-3 days ago. So, yes.
For all of those Americans out there that don't understand that Jay doesn't live on a flat piece of concrete, say it in Americanese.
All right. So in Americanese,
just the word.
Well,
not the whole. We don't need all that. That's obnoxious.
Todd, don't ask me to do things.
Just the word flat.
I will do things.
Is replaced with the
okay,
word.
Fine. Okay. The word he's talking about is apartment. For everyone who doesn't understand, in America we use the word apartment. In London we use the word
I just
flat.
wanted a slight adjustment. I'm going to correct. I'm just going to keep it on an international level. So, yes, Jay has moved into a new flat.
Yes, apartment.
See what I did there. And congratulations. Is it nice? Are you happy?
I am happy with it. I moved in with my best friend, so it's just us two. So, great flatmate. The rooms are big. And they're carpeted, which is a very on topic because it's very good for a voiceover studio to have carpets.
Good. And you don't have, instead of 5 flatmates, you've got 1.
1, essentially, yeah.
Right.
Flatmates, roommates, for all of those Americans.
Housemates, apartment mates. I don't know how other people, random individuals living under the same roof that you don't barely know and can't stand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got your best friend.
Yeah, and this is not that situation. Anyway,
we're all very happy for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good news. Yeah. Do you want to give your address out?
It would be funny if could we like bleep it in post that I say it and then everyone hears just like a big bleep out for
What's a good
GDPR?
time for people to stop by? I know you're moving in now, but like in a week or so.
Okay, no. Maybe I won't. That goes against GDPR.
Stop by for coffee, tea. Jay's a great host. Okay, so yes, we're talking about home studio setup, which is an important topic. Obviously, Jay and I are both voiceover artists, in case you couldn't tell, by the rich timbre of, well, at least my voice. I don't know about Jay. He's a little
I have a rich timbre.
You're a singer, aren't you?
I do sing, but no, I'm not cast because of my rich timbre. But yes, my youthful exuberance.
I sing as well. I was in choir for 6 years as a kid. Yeah, from the age of 12.
What were you?
Junior high through high school, I did choir.
What were you? Were you baritone? Were you tenor? Were you bass?
Choir when I was a kid? No, I was like an alto soprano.
You were an alto? Okay, I guess that makes sense.
I had a squeaky, 14,
like a choir,
15.
like the little kid.
On your knees, hear the angel voices. You hearing that?
Wow.
Were you moved to tears?
I was moved to something.
I want to introduce our friend Andrew, who is running the tech for us. Last time we had a little bit of tech challenge, didn't we? So Andrew's with us
Thank you,
in
Andrew.
studio. He's helping set up everything. We got to come up with a nickname for Andrew, by the way. I'm going to call him Boy Andy or something like that. Something cute. Checking his response there. Yeah, he loves it. Boy Andy on the case.
Andy. Okay.
He's not a boy. And he doesn't like Andy, but anyway, we'll go with it. So, yeah, I just want to say a big, huge thanks to Andy. We're going to talk about him plenty, Andrew. For all your podcasting needs, turn to Andrew Reed. So, but big thanks there because up until now, it's been a challenge just to get this set up for a podcast, which a lot of people love and would love to have a great podcast. And we're going to talk about how we set up our podcast. But it kind of does all start with a good home studio setup at this point, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, and also I'll take this moment to, I did it last episode, I'm going to do this episode again to thank Hot Toddy right here, Todd Kramer, because you guys don't know, this guy's put in ludicrous amounts of effort and like so much work into even just getting this, which is... it boggles my mind. We have Andrew because there's so much, to do. And the fact that Todd has even gotten this far by himself, I do not understand. And I can only just...
I don't understand either. You're not
bow.
Everybody's super thrilled that Todd put all this effort in. They're so grateful. The audience is like, thank you, Todd, for creating
It's like, wow, I love Todd
I don't know
too.
if that's a compliment. Yeah, I want to thank him. Send me personal greetings at number 1... Frontier Lane, London, California. No, I don't know. I was going to give my address. Then I realized I almost did. It's number 1. That's the first.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like everything else I do. Number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Good job.
But I don't know if it sounds like a compliment that I put so much effort into it. Doesn't it almost sound like, yeah, Todd really had to muster up all
I think I
his...
get where you're going.
Right.
No, but I actually do see what, like, you guys, Todd, Todd tried really hard. Yeah. Todd really,
Listen, guys,
put in so
room,
much effort.
Really tried because he put a lot of effort into
he
making
really
this
tried.
Sandwich. He really tried his best. I know
we're going to put his effort right here on the fridge.
Nobody wants to hear the podcast, but it really, he put his heart and soul into it. So give him a pat on the back, just kind of, he feels really bad. Anyway,
send him
send him flowers. Fan mail, always encouraged. I get fan mail, by the way. I'm going to do a whole video on that. I got fan mail right here. It's fan mail.
Don't.
Boom. I won't, I need to blur that guy's address. No, that's my address. Yeah, I get fan mail.
Oh my gosh. We can't talk about that now. We have to wait for another episode.
We can talk about it now. I'm gonna do a YouTube video. It's about it's an autograph hound. I did
autograph hound.
Yeah. You get
like someone who's like hounding you for an autograph.
Well, I don't know if that's the. It's not. He's not hounding me.
Okay,
but
an autograph hound.
A hound, a collector.
Like he's a collector.
Collector. I did Doctor Who a long time ago, and once you've done Doctor Who, you're in part of the Whoniverse, and
episode.
I did it when I first did it. They were more like hounding me more, more eager to get an autograph. It's a sign. They want a signed photo, and there's people, nerds, who, God bless the nerds. I got nothing against a nerd, by the way. I don't want that to be. I don't want the nerds to come. The Nerd Coalition to come protest outside my door.
The Nerd Coalition is strong, Todd. Beware.
They'll be outside the door here at number 1 Frontier Lane, London.
We're gonna have to beep out so much of this episode, Todd.
Picket signs, anti-nerd.
The hounds are gonna be
Todd
at your door.
Anti-nerd. Anyway, yeah, you get into the Whoniverse, and that's what it's called, by the way. It's called the Whoniverse. Again, nothing against the... Yeah, it's cool. And they just want an autograph of anyone and everyone who's ever been part of
Of
Doctor Who on the
Yeah.
show. So I get it from time to time. Anyway, I was going to do a whole thing about opening the thing and how you sign and how to handle autographs and stuff.
Oh
young
my
actors.
gosh, okay, but we that can't be now. You're saying
No, we won't do it now.
okay? Tune in
we'll
next
talk about-
time. I will be.
Look
I wanna
out
learn
for the
how to sign
video.
an
The video will be
autograph.
coming on YouTube. How to handle autographs or something like that, because it's not, it's not, hey, at the Academy Awards or standing outside the backstage door screaming fans. You get also requests coming in just by mail, just people that want an autograph signed. It's not all big lines at Comic-Con or something like that. There are other opportunities where people want an autograph, and it just sort of how to handle it and be cool about it and give people what they're looking for and just be friendly. That'll be
this is actually, it's kind of related to, I had a teacher back in New York City. She was an older teacher, and a really important thing was always greeting fans at the stage door.
right.
It's kind of similar to that, right? Like it's
Yeah. I think taking time, big or small, if somebody's appreciating you and wants, to show or a token of appreciation or just wants to express their appreciation. I think it's an actor's part of an actor's goal and necessity
and
duty, right? Thank you. To kind of learn that, embrace it, and be okay with it. I'm not the kind of guy that gets approached in restaurants. I'm not that level. And are you Todd Kramer? I saw you. I loved you in that thing I never saw you in. I used to get confused for other famous actors. But, you will sometimes be, how do you handle it when somebody's complimenting you or wants a moment of your time? Are you going to be rude, snobbish, piggish? I think because at some point, what if they don't anymore?
Yeah.
Some of that's short-lived.
Yeah, and it's also like giving thanks, right? Because like audience, right? Like what we do, any type of theater, any
Right.
type of performance, podcasting, film, theater, anything doesn't happen without people, taking
Right.
the time
You
out of
need
their
an
day to
audience.
listen
You
and
need
watch. So
That's right. That's right. We're nothing without an audience. That's
Yeah.
another podcast topic I want to talk about. Anyway, but we're off to this podcast topic, which
Yes.
is Jay setting up his home studio,
So
or anybody
I know,
for that matter.
Yes. I know one big thing is that anyone who is like a true stage door of Offstage Acting episode literal pilot 1 knows that I had a different mic in the other episode, which maybe we won't even air, who knows. But now I'm trying out a completely different mic. This one
It's
is
aired. What do you mean? It's aired.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, maybe you'll take it off. I don't know what you're gonna do. But this one is a dynamic mic as opposed to I'm just gonna show it. This here is a Rode NT1A, which is what I've been using for my voiceover, auditions, tests. I've had a voiceover like home studio job, and I used that, and it worked well. But it's really much better for like a very intimate, private, like quiet performance. Whereas this kind of mic, so it's the type of mic is a cardioid mic, and this is a dynamic mic, which is used in podcasts, and it's pretty useful. I don't think you guys can hear I do have a road outside, like a highway, but I don't think anyone can
that's
hear
right.
it. So,
And I'm on the Shure SM7B, which is the big bad daddy of them all, I think. You can go very high end, but this is generally what most podcasters use. And that's also dynamic, yeah. So mic choice for home studio is crucial, obviously. I think most voiceover artists have several mics, and you want to be able to advertise several mics to your clients and say, yeah, I have a couple options generally. But this one I use even for audiobook reading. I just kind of stick to it now at this point, yeah. And even though I have a very nicely acoustically treated studio, and I live in a quiet area, very quiet, I would say. So I'm not concerned with road noise and outside disturbances.
You still use it?
Yeah, I stick to this one more than any of the others I have.
Interesting.
Just because, but this mic definitely takes a little bit more control. You have to have a little bit more mic control, and I'm even conscious when doing the podcast now because it picks up a lot of mouth noise, smacks, and you have to be very careful about, because this one is also very intimate, especially when the levels are up. And so you have to, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it, how you pull your mouth away, and if you want to shout, and
so
you have to be careful.
So the type of mic for a studio, like if you're building a home studio, what you're actually going to be recording and like what you're using it for is pretty much, and like your environment is essential, right?
And your budget, obviously. Most people starting out are on a bit of a budget. But I think it's a matter of building up. I'll give you one pro tip. When you buy a microphone, I always keep the box. Never check the box.
I do that.
You do that? Good.
I kept my box.
Keep your box because
you can transport it. It has a serial number. You can call them if something goes wrong. All of the above.
Good. Okay. Yeah, that's all the above. And I'm always thinking upgrade. So because I don't have top of the line. Yeah, until I have the Sennheiser Pearl CC22, which goes for about $1,500. Top of the range. Until I have that one, I'll buy one that I need, and I'll play with it and use it until I'm ready to, like, okay, I got better clients, I get more money in, I want to be able to do a little bit more, something different with it, upgrade. And then you box that bad boy up and you put it on eBay, and you can get half your money back or more, especially if it's in its original box. And usually microphones are kept pretty well protected and pretty pristine. So when you upgrade, obviously, then you're cutting that cost out of the upgrade.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's a pro tip.
That is a pro tip right there.
Always keep the box on anything, really, any piece of equipment, but it's always because it's always upgrade to me. It's always a matter of
and then the resellability. Of course.
Yeah, because everybody's trying to build up their studio. And we know post-pandemic that home studios, for all sorts of reasons, are more and more in the fashion.
My God.
Needed.
I mean, that's
like fashionable. They're not fashionable.
Yeah, it's like why I even got into why I really got into voice acting too. I've always loved video games, but like once COVID happened, I was, I was thinking, shit.
It was good for a lot of people. It was bad for those of us who were already voice actors and had home studios, because it was the only gig that was left available to actors was
home studios,
home studio voice work, and so now they're all in, and the market got flooded. And
so I'm one of the I am the flood. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, now you're competition. You're nothing but competition.
That's fine.
I don't even know why I'm talking to you.
And
look at all
okay.
Okay.
That's great. I hope everyone's enjoyed this episode.
Thanks for checking in, listening.
I've decided I hate my podcast host, Jay.
I just realized.
I'm firing him and finding another non-competition.
Yeah. I need to get somebody who's maybe not an English speaker. Somebody from a foreign country, like a woman from a different country.
Well, I mean, smart.
Who's not my competition. Yeah. No, Jay's great. We're not actually competition, because that's another thing we can talk about at some point too. You can tell we have very different voices, very different styles. So, but that is something that comes up when you go in with an agent, a voice agent. They're often concerned about having two actors, performers that have similar.
Well, that's a great segue. So like, that's the reason I was able to get, so our agent is because I was the first one when I came on the roster because on the website, they have age range, right? Mm-hmm. And like the voice qualities of
male,
each of their
female.
Clients.
Yeah.
Yes. The gender
accents.
And accents. And I was the first American on their roster, the first American male that had teens in the voice range.
Yeah.
So I remember when I first saw that, I was like, this is literally why they
that's
added
a good
me to
way
the books.
to get in. Yeah, if they don't have someone like you on the books, and that's a great way to get in.
Yeah.
Much more difficult if they've already got someone like you. But an American, Native American accent, young. So you feel that niche, with a younger voice. And then you're not competition to someone like me, so we can both be on the same books. And in fact, we are with the same voice agent and don't conflict, even for the same jobs.
No.
I don't think we've ever been up against each other. We've done a job together, but that's when they needed someone young and someone old. When we did Cambridge ELT, or we do ADR sessions.
Or ADR, yeah. They need, they differentiate the...
Yeah, they need a guy. They won't, just looking at my age, they won't use me for teenager, even though I feel like I could play a teenager, man. Come on, guys.
You have a teenage spirit.
I know. I can talk like a dude. I can totally, don't I sound young and cool? I don't say any of the words that the kids say today. But Jay's covering his eyes.
I don't know.
What's wrong with that? That was gorgeous. Hey guys. Hey everybody. Hey, let's go out and play some baseball today. Oh, I love the new things that all the children are watching on television. I love the new...
In my mind's eye, you sound like you're in a wheelchair. You sound like you're dying
boy.
from a terminal illness, and you're just trying to keep a positive attitude.
I just have one wish before I go. I want to meet Derek Jeter. Is he still a player? Was he was popular when I was...
No, there it is. That
I got it, Derek Jeter?
I think so. He's the Yankees. He was the biggest Yankees player.
He was, but no more. I don't know who the big Yankees.
Probably not. No.
I want to meet Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's 94 years old, son. I don't think he wants... He's that old? How come I don't age, but he does? That's weird.
Oh. All right.
Fun with voices.
What's this kid's name? It sounds like it's something
Andy.
really... It's just really sad. Andy?
His name's Andy. That was Andy when he was a kid. Golly gee willikers. Hey, everybody, would you go out and play some stickball?
Oh, my gosh. He's making fun of
Can Billy come on?
Good God.
Poor Andy. I don't know if it's Andy. It could be... What's his name?
No, I liked Andy.
It's
I like making fun of the people we work with.
Yeah.
Billy.
I think so.
Billy, that's a standard terminal child's name that you'd find on the St. Jude's Hospital commercial. Young Billy.
Little Billy has been suffering.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Give a wish to Billy. I know this is terrible.
This is going
down. Will we cut this out? That's the question. Will we be cutting out the terrible to make ourselves look better?
No, I hope not.
Or will we be keeping
you're
it
gonna be cutting out a lot of
and
things.
Face? There won't be a show if we cut everything out.
Yeah, there won't be a show. Especially not with me. That'll be real.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I keep smacking my lips. Can you hear that? It sounds terrible. Andy, you hear that? Yeah,
Andy, the producer, he just said
not the producer. He's the co-director.
The co-director.
Sorry,
no. Didn't we decide that we're doing this motion when we're talking about Andy?
Yeah.
That we're doing this
Andy
thing. Oh, the producer
he's speaking. He needs to. Andy needs to learn that those are rhetorical questions. I'm not actually asking for a response. You could just shake your head or something. He's not. Okay. He said, "I'll keep quiet." He just said, "I'll keep quiet."
Yes.
Just keep quiet.
He did. It was something very much a Billy would also say. Billy would also say that. Terminal Billy would also say, "I'll keep. I'll keep quiet.
I'll be quiet.
I'll keep quiet, sir.
I'm sorry." You know what Andy did to me the other day?
What did he do?
He's a technical master, but then I couldn't hear him, or he couldn't hear me, and he starts writing messages on paper, and he's showing me, and he's going,
brilliant.
That was the way for him to tell me to look, and he's read the message, he's showing me on paper to read the message that he wrote in the chat, and I was just shaking my head, and I won't ever let him live it down. It was hysterical.
Why? What was wrong with what he did?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he also wrote it in the chat?
Yeah, it was we're in the midst of tech. Yeah, you got phones, we got WhatsApp open, all this stuff, and he's over there scribbling, furiously scribbling on paper, going, look.
You know,
and I'm
and
what?
my old acting teacher, that would be called, he would be calling that the problem solving mode, and that is where all actors are at their best, is when they're in the problem solving mode. That is when we're at the height of our interestingness, which Andy was clearly in the problem solving mode.
Right.
And we're now telling a story about him. The producer. No, Boy Andy. I forgot his name. Boy Andy. Andy Boy. Billy.
Boy
Whatever.
Andy.
I hope you're enjoying the episode, everyone. I'm having a great time. Beppisode, that's short for bonus episode, just like Hooniverse. But
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Beppisode.
Yeah.
I was like, what is
To remind you of the terrible joke that I made.
Bonusode, I think, is probably the bonusode.
That's so much better.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do.
Bonusode.
I take
Bonus. Way
and
better.
make it better. Oh, I gotta bleep that. We're not gonna cuss. I take crap and make it better. But that's just my thing.
All right. So back to studios.
Yes, please.
Yeah, one other thing. So I do have a question. I do notice your studio is absolutely filled with those foam squares.
Right.
And you called them
Overkill,
earlier.
I
What
think is
again?
the word. Well, acoustic paneling or
Acoustic
foam.
paneling.
Well,
so
no, the paneling
I'm
is different.
wondering,
I have the paneling as well, but the foams, the acoustic foam.
the acoustic squares. So I'm gonna eventually put some up, but I want to ask the super pro in front of me, Hot Toddy, that's my nickname for him. How essential are these acoustic foam squares to a studio? Would a new actor need them? When would they need them? How essential?
Yeah, thank you. That's an excellent question. I appreciate you asking.
You're welcome.
I think,
Thank you.
I went a little overkill, and it was my first time. Okay. I bought hundreds of these things. I just kept buying and buying. Yeah. And then I bought the acoustic paneling as well, which is essentially a wooden frame with a square of household insulation, the same kind of insulation you put in the house. And then that's covered with a fabric, like a nice muslin fabric. So I'll have to show audiences at another time.
Is that like right in front of you? Like that's where like your voice will be
it's all over my
facing,
walls. It's all
over your walls.
Yeah. I can maybe grab the camera and so that
yes.
gray.
Yes.
And we're going live action shots into the belly of the beast here. If you look on the back wall there, can you not see? Yeah.
Oh, that technology.
It's technology everywhere. It's just nothing but tech.
Oh my God,
super
it's
high
sexy.
tech, the highest. I know it's sexy.
Okay,
tech
great.
is sexy, or techsy as I like to call it.
Sex tech. Okay.
Sexy tech, not tech sex. What?
Yeah.
That's a different thing. Sexy tech.
Let's bleep.
Techsy.
The name of this episode will be Bleep. I'm
Bleeped.
sure. Bleeped.
So
no,
anyway,
okay, but so
I had so much of this crap that I bought that I just decided to load up the room. I bought. The options are to build an acoustic booth, a soundproof acoustic booth, and and a lot of people do that.
What's the price of that?
Well, let's go maybe by hierarchy. The first thing you can do is grab your duvet and hang it up on clothespins inside your closet, and then huddle up in there.
Americans would call that a comforter, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a long time
Quilt.
since I was American.
Thick blanket.
Grab a quilt, grab your duvet, your comforter, and get under it and crawl inside your closet. That's the po' boys version of like an acoustic booth, right? And then you kind of huddle in there with like a microphone and that's stage one. Stage two is to sort of like crawl out of that hole and maybe empty the closet somehow, and acoustically soundproof it if you can do that. An upper then is to acoustically soundproof a room, and I've seen some pretty chintzy setups, to be honest, but they work. It doesn't have to look all bells and whistles like mine. But what you really want to be able to manage is trapping the sound, right?
Okay.
So in the corners, I've got acoustic foam in my corners because that's the
okay.
sound
So corners are most important to put the foam on.
Yeah. If you go and look at like the Met Opera House or something like that, you marvel at the acoustic treatment. Or when we go into these sound studios all over London, Soho, you see how they've got it, because the idea is to trap the sound And so that's why things are angled and stuff like that. Because it'll just die. The sound will die in those little pockets. Sound travels on air. And so whenever there's air moving, that's why if you shut a door, it's not as noisy outside. Because sound waves travel on the air. So you're eliminating a clear trajectory for air, for the sound to travel on the air. So having carpeting and then doing the ceilings like I've done already like dampens all the sound in here. And when you walk into this room, compared to all the other rooms in my house, it's like you almost just feel comfortable, at ease, you know. It's an incredibly quiet space to be in.
All right.
Calming, soothing. I would love to sleep in here, to be honest. I would love to do that to my... but again, this is overkill. You can just do corners, sound traps, and you can buy those things. They're foam bricks that are built like on a corner, you know. And they... and you stick them up, or you stick them in where the T part meets of the, you know.
Yeah.
And they're not cheap, but they're not hugely expensive. It's foam after all, you know.
Excuse me.
And
but that's a good one thing to do.
Yeah, that's kind of first step.
Yeah.
And then you can play with that and test it and see how it's working for you.
Okay.
And get feedback. Now, there's something that's called the noise floor, right? So your room has a noise floor. Now, if you go to my website, toddkramer.com/voice, that website again, toddkramer.com/voice, you will find on there a section where you can hear my noise floor. The website is for clients mostly and things. But you can listen to and download my noise floor, which is just silence.
Picked up the on silence of your specific space.
Yeah, I'll stop recording. Don't move, don't say nothing. 10, 15 seconds. But that's called the noise floor of your room. So what kind of sounds are being picked up? And you want to have a specific noise floor to be in a range that professional recording artists, stay at, and clients want you to be at. So
this is useful.
Yeah. I know you should know all this stuff, but this isn't stuff they teach in acting school, right? You just have to kind of get good at it and know it and learn it. But if you have your own room, ideally you just treat the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
If you have a box, I didn't want to build I thought about building a soundproof box, but then you climb into the box and it's about the size of a phone booth or a TARDIS, if you're a Doctor Who fan. And then you're stuck in there and you have to put ventilation because you can't breathe after a while, and the head space, you can't really move around. I even bought and it worked fairly well, but it was a portable acoustic booth. It was made out of soundproof blanketing, which is another thing you can get. Soundproof blanketing, that's another. But we'll talk about these things in the future as well. But this was kind of built out of soundproof blanketing, and it popped up. It was great for traveling. I sold it in the end because I wasn't using it, but I sold it to this girl that had some clients, voiceover artist. She was going to Thailand.
How
for
much
a while,
did you sell
but she
it
wanted
for?
to keep she wanted to keep working in voice, so she just grabbed it, and it.
Oh no! For how much? How much did you sell it to her for?
I think I spent about $250, $300. We'll go with dollars, I guess, on the show. I spent about $300. I think I sold it to her for about $175, $175, something like that. Took a little hit on it, but it was all right. I tried it for a while.
Okay, that was not as expensive as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think $300, and I can. Well, let's see if they want to give us a sponsorship before we promote them. But
okay.
No, I don't know. I can't quite remember the name of the company offhand. There's like two that do different ones. There's a few different ones. But I just got claustrophobic in the thing as well. I couldn't breathe. You get inside, you just can't breathe. Okay. So that's something to consider. But with a good microphone and a good acoustic treatment in your room, Jay keeps looking around like he's thinking about where is he going to stick his foam pads.
That's literally exactly what I'm thinking.
He's like, I gotta
I know. I'm like, oh, here. Oh,
By the way, since
I'm
we're on
gonna
the
buy some
topic,
more.
Jay, who just moved out, had to do what to the walls when he
Oh
peeled
my
off
God, you
his foam
guys.
tiles?
You
Acoustic foam
guys.
tiles. That's what they're called, tiles.
Okay. Oh
Okay.
God. I had spent hours repairing my wall back in my last apartment flat room because I used spray adhesive, like a
Yeah, we know what it is. Glue in
to
a spray can.
put onto the walls.
The dumbest.
And when I took them off, all of the foam
Yes,
itself
stuck.
stuck to the walls.
Of course.
I had to spend hours just like washing the wall. Then B, I took acetone nail polish remover to get like the rest of the foam off. C, I could have skipped, like I could have just done C instead of also B. I ended up buying this like anti-adhesive spray. I got like a hardware store that I had to spray it on, wait for like 15 minutes,
Yada yada
and then
yada.
like I wipe some, but then it would just slowly dissolve all the adhesive. So that took like hours just to do, and then finally I had to get paint and paint all over it again. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Now
really the
Todd is
play.
bored.
Play by play. I don't think I'm the only one. Bottom line
Well,
is,
it's specifics. Specifics are useful, Todd.
I don't know if they
Okay.
are. I really don't know if they are. Not in this case. Basically, you had a mess on your hands and you had to replace all the foam tiles, right? They're no good.
Well, I
Salvaged
probably
a
I don't know if
few,
I have to
I
replace
imagine,
the
but-
tiles. The walls were no good.
Right.
The foam, some of them
So
aren't
in
any
the
good. But some of them.
future, what am I going to recommend?
Oh,
I
he has a
recommended it
specific
to
type
you.
of tape.
A specific.
I
type
have the
of
tape here. I just don't remember what it's called. It's called like.
I have the tape here too. I keep it handy. Check it out, everybody. Does anybody know what that is? Audiences watching on YouTube, does anybody know what he's got? Anybody know? Andy? No idea, Andy says. That's called nanotape, folks. Nano. Remember it because it sounds like something from the future or from outer space. Anyway, nanotape. That's 2 words that are going to change your life forever. I'm going to give you 2 words that are going to change your life forever. Nano tape. Boom. Yeah, you got it.
Great.
Get yourself a roll of nanotape.
It is great, actually.
It's great stuff,
I have
right?
used it. It works
A little bit
very
goes
well.
a long way. It's kind of a gelatinous, gooey. I keep bumping that mic.
Very
sorry.
sticky.
And you can reuse it and stuff, and you can kind of see it's just got a silicone. It's like a roll of silicone sheet that's got glue sticky on it. It's like a toy almost. My youngest one always wants to play with it. Can I get some nanotape? She wants to like roll it around and make boogers and stuff out of it, I guess. But anyway, most of my stuff is held up by nanotape because then I am also renting, and then when I move, I don't have to big mess on my hands.
Yep, and you want that deposit back.
Want that deposit back, yeah. And I want to keep my foam tiles in good condition, so yeah, use. I found that that's the best. I use some tacks in my ceiling. I put 1 tack through because its ceiling was soft. What do they call that kind of wood? That board.
Drywall?
Drywall.
No.
Yeah, thank you.
It's drywall.
Yeah, drywall. But anyway, so there's another pro tip for you on how to get the panels up and off later and preserve them because they are about a quid each. A quid meaning like
which racks up the more you get.
Yeah, you do 10, 20, and even more. I think some of them is like they're about $1, $1.50, $2 each. I don't know what they are in the States, but here. And then to get the high quality ones and stuff. So I think that's a lot of information for people.
It is a lot of info.
And if you're doing audio exclusively, then there's a few other tips and tricks in there. You need your interface. You need cables. You need an arm, a swing arm that'll hold the microphone. You need a good, powerful computer that will manage everything. You need
especially
a DOS.
if you want to get paid. I said especially if you want to get paid because like a lot of the paid jobs, you have to also be doing Zoom while you're recording, so your computer will need to be able to handle a lot of things at one time.
Yeah, Zoom, or get you on one of the source links or some other system that they have. So you're on 2 systems sometimes, Zoom so the client can watch you, or Microsoft Teams I've had to go on a bunch of times. And then Source Connect is like where they actually record it from. So you need good internet. You need a powerful sort of computer that doesn't get bogged down. You need a good quality interface. I'm actually going to upgrade my interface tomorrow. I got a new interface coming. So I'm on the Scarlett Focusrite now, which there's better ones out there. The one I'm getting is better. I don't want to badmouth Scarlett in case they decide to be a sponsor of the show at some point.
Well, there won't be now.
And then they'll be like, "Can you delete that episode where you said it was rubbish? Our products were all crap." And I'll go, "Whoa, how much do you pay to do that? How much?"
Oh, God, I don't think that's how it works, Todd.
I change that's not how it works? They send a check, and then I go, ooh. And then I go, Scarlett, ooh, Focusrite, everybody. Get yourself a Focusrite. All right? With Focusrite. Get yourself. Anyway.
Hire Todd Kramer, everyone, for your advertising
Sponsor this podcast
needs as well.
Yeah. If you need a commercial, I can make a commercial for you.
He'll make it up on the spot.
I'll make it up on the spot. Get right with Focusrite. It's all right tonight, 'cause it's in sight. Out of sight.
Out. Yeah.
And it's Focusrite. It's right. Scarlett Focusrite. For all your audio recording needs.
Wow.
Boom.
Okay.
Done.
Well, that was solid.
That was solid. But I'm actually, speaking of solid, I'm getting a solid state. An SSL. What'd you say, Andy? Oh, the applause.
Oh.
I don't have applause. I've got this
and
button.
Boy, Andy just said we need the applause.
I need I need a cheer. You're right. How about tick? That's stupid.
That's like.
That's what I want to play when. That's what I should have played when you were droning on about how you were cleaning your walls with.
Well, I like specifics, and when I had to clean my wall, I needed specifics. When people just say, "Oh, I cleaned my wall," I needed someone to tell me exactly what it was.
Who was that person? Who did you turn to?
What person?
Who did you turn to?
I had to go. Well, the internet didn't work, so I had to go to the hardware store guy.
You came to me. What are you talking about? I was up late sending you links, and
well, I did ask you questions, yes, but the one who gave me the answer, that the fruitfulest answer, was the guy at the hardware store.
That's not a word.
Well, it's the one that I used.
You're the fruitfulest co-host I've ever. You're not even a co-host. You're not co-host. Sidekick. The fruitfulest sidekick I've ever known.
What was the answer? Sidekick ever. Jay Reum.
Jay Reum. I've been saying Reum, by the way. Reum.
No one ever says it right.
I don't
Most
think
people
you say
room.
it right.
I do say it right.
No, I don't think you know how to
Focus
pronounce
right.
your name. Focus right on your name. It's
Yeah,
Reum.
yeah. No, it is Reum. It's Nordic. It was originally Rian, which I believe is pronounced like something like Rian.
No, and this whole thing, this is gonna get fun.
I love everyone. Welcome to Todd Kramer, who tells you that you don't know how to pronounce your name.
You don't know your name.
Welcome.
You don't know what your name is.
Welcome. I don't know if you guys have ever had that person
your
in
name
life.
to like a Nordic name that's not even spelled the same way, and then tell everybody.
It didn't go from me to the past. It went from the past to the present, Todd. That's how time works. That's how the Ellis Island works in America. They change your name.
Tell everybody your plan to go to Norway and visit family.
I do have a plan. I found the farm. Norwegian last names are based off of areas, and I found the Rian, I think that's how I pronounce it, farm. And I'm going to go there, and I'm going to be like, hi, I have your last name. And they're going to be like, okay, whatever. And then I'll leave. But you know what? I will have done it.
Actually, they're going to go, oh, okay, what's your last name? And you're going to go, it's Reum.
I'm going to say
and they're going to go, that's not our name. And you go, oops, sorry.
Well, no, I would say, yeah, because it changed.
My bad.
Well,
yeah, because it changed. Oh, I changed it.
That's how names work, bro. They're not truth. They're what you say it is.
My Norwegian, Nordic, when the Vikings landed in Ellis Island, the people there were like, what's your name?
Yeah, they
wrote it wrong. They were like, whatever. Reum, that's close enough. And they went, no, it is not our name. We are Rion from the Norway. And then they went, just next, please. And then some
Wow.
Italians came up.
Also, so Todd Kramer, everyone, not only tells you how to pronounce your last name, insults your ancestors. This is great.
They're not
Welcome
your
to the
ancestors.
episode Bleeps.
I'm going to do
Bleeps.
research. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you I'm going to find out what Jay's last name is for him. I'm going to do the
Great.
research for you.
I already
think it's
know.
French. I think it's French. Reum. It's Reum. Reum. Oui. Ça va. Pourquoi ça?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible, Todd.
What is terrible?
You're awful.
What is terrible about my French accent?
Okay.
There's nothing, Mr. Reum. Nothing terrible about it at all.
My roommate's going to hate you, putain. He's gonna
Why is your
hate
roommate
you.
from France?
I'm joking. He's gonna hate you. Yes, he's French.
But
Oh, God.
how do you you know how to speak? I speak French fluently. Here's how you do it. Ready?
Oh, God. Jesus. Oh.
And then you kind of do like
Everyone, if please.
You don't speak French, so
disclaim
you don't
this.
understand what I just said.
I do know some. Quoi de neuf? Ça va?
Andrew, you speak French? No.
Bonjour, bonsoir.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Oh, shh.
Un, deux, trois.
Oh, he's from Canada, so he knows a bit. Un, deux, trois.
Whatever.
Anyway, you're
deux,
French,
trois,
so just live with that.
quatre.
You look Norwegian, but you got to be French. Anyway, that's
No, I'm a
that's
little
just
bit
a
French too.
side. That's a bit. Yeah, well, aren't we all?
Yeah, we're Americans are just everything, aren't we? Many of us are.
Yeah,
I
we
am.
are a mixed bag. I'm a full mixed bag.
Yeah.
And there's a
I am
French
only mixed bag.
Frenchman in there. Much to my, the family shame is that there's like a Frenchman back in there somewhere.
How is that a family shame? The French are
It's
awesome.
a joke. It's a joke. I got nothing against nerds or French people or French nerds.
Oh my!
This is an inclusive
Listen,
podcast,
everyone,
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
have nothing against nerds and French people. That's a quote right there.
Right.
That's right there.
That's
Put that on
the
a
trailer
t-shirt.
for this episode. This
Yeah.
bonus.
That's the reel. That's the
Bonusode.
Instagram reel.
In French, it's bonusode. Monsieur.
Mm.
Okay, have we exhausted the topic of
Of
everything?
home studios. What other questions do I have? I guess there is one important thing we haven't talked about for upcoming voice actors about excuse me about like what you use on your computer, like what you record into your software.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
a dog.
I use Audacity. What do you use? And like what do you recommend?
I would recommend Audacity for the first while you're getting comfortable with learning how to use it.
I think GarageBand. Have you used GarageBand too? I've never used it, but I does it
GarageBand's
work?
for
I have no
making
idea.
music. It comes free usually with Mac, so a lot of people kind of know the name, and they usually have to just delete it or ignore it because GarageBand's kind of for making like tunes. Audacity's great. It's freeware, but it's really well. There was just a big update on it. It's open
great.
source.
I love Audacity.
Yeah, they work hard on it, and I think it's a lot of people just use it. It's a comfortable, but it's got a lot of bells and whistles. It can do everything you need. Then you've
And
got
it's free.
Reaper. It's free, yeah. So that's the best part. Reaper is good, but that costs a little money. And then Pro Tools. But I have a friend, an audio guy, who's teaching me Pro Tools now, just because I want to. I'm upgrading. Yeah, it's all an upgrade, baby. So once you get comfortable
Upgrade
with
guy.
it, yeah, like my new interface is coming, upgrading the software. But for a beginner, beginner mics, maybe we'll do a whole thing on beginner mics. But there's a lot of great YouTube stuff about, what's a good mic to start out with, and a great interface and stuff just to get you started. The interface you got and the microphone you got is enough to sidekick.
It is good. It was 250
podcast.
pounds, which is like $300.
What was
So-
the mic?
Yeah, the Rode NT1A
Yeah, that's
plus
a quality.
the Focusrite Scarlett Solo was
Yeah.
probably 300 USD. In pounds, it was 230.
The Solo Focusrite was that much?
No, total. I'm combining them.
Oh, I see.
I'm-
Yeah, okay.
So it might have been more. I think combined it might have been 270.
Yeah.
But I think I got a deal on the Rode NT1A, so it ended up being, like 300 USD, which is about
Mhm.
was 230, 240 pounds.
I think now even you can go on eBay. So many people bought those things during the pandemic and stuff and thought, oh, I'm going to do a studio.
Oh, so they're probably selling them. You can get them for cheaper. Yeah, totally.
Oh, I've seen them online, especially the Solo and others. It's, you know, 50
The interface?
50 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interface.
That makes sense.
That's why I'm even worried about selling mine, because it's like, man, I'm not going to get kind of what I'd like for it, but it's sellable and people will buy it, and it trades hands, especially you keep it in good condition. Don't scratch it up. Keep it in the box. I never took off even the sticker on it that, you know, the
Oh my gosh.
Mylar protective. Yeah,
I did, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know. No, I keep that stuff on there. So resale, baby, resale. But that's how I roll.
Smart guy. Smart guy.
I like to think so. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll do a whole podcast on that if you want.
On you being a smart guy.
Yeah.
I feel like every podcast will be on you being a smart guy. I mean, what can I say? A smart guy.
Are you doing your New York accent? Hey.
I'm just talking like the way I want to be talked. When I tell someone there's a smart guy, this is how I talk.
Hey, I like it. You sound like you sound like Boy Andy. He's got.
I sound like Boy Andy. Is that right?
Yeah. Forget about it.
Forget.
That's
Walking
Jay's time in New York. Jay's time in New York. All right. Have we exhausted? We've exhausted ourselves.
We certainly have. I think we've exhausted. I think we've done the important things too, like for home studios. I think we've
dug deep. I think. Andy, do you think we got into some stuff there? We got it covered. He says.
Yeah.
It wasn't. He didn't convince me that that's the case, but. Excellent. You know, I think we've learned something else, Jay, that once we start getting bored and tired and exhausted of each other and ourselves, then certainly the audience is also starting to wane.
Oh
and
my God, you guys,
always a good
Todd
sign.
hates me right now. Todd
Why?
hates me. Yeah.
No, I don't hate you.
I'm joking, I know.
We get, how much banter can a person stand?
That is truth. That is actual truth.
Even from themselves.
Uh-huh.
Right? You know, you feel me. You feel me.
I do.
But there's plenty more banter to come, friends. Jay and I will be bantering away. More episodes to come. Essentially, we've got our first guest booked next Tuesday. What? Shall I give the name? Because I don't know when we're actually going to publish this. Maybe we'll just put this out there. Should we just put this out there?
Yeah,
Episode 2, Bonusode.
Yeah, who are we going to interview?
We're going to interview a good, dear old friend of mine, Nigel. I'm not going to give you his last name because I want it to be a little bit of a surprise. Nigel B.
Okay, Nigel.
He
must be British.
I'll say no. Surprisingly not.
A non-British Nigel.
Non-British
everyone,
Nigel.
We're interviewing non-British Nigel next Tuesday.
Non-British Nigel. Nigel Barber. He's a great guy. He's been around forever. He's been in the game longer than me.
Wow, is
50 years in the acting game. He's got so much insight, and
this is exciting.
It's gonna be cool. He's great. He'll do most of the talking, by the way, so we won't have to.
I love that.
Yeah, we're off the hook. Okay, everybody. That has been our show number 2, the Bonusode. What do we title it?
Home
studio.
We title it
setup.
30. Then
What's the buzzer so people know? Jay Reum. Buzz. Coffee.
Jay Reum out.
You can get coffee with Jay at his new flat anytime. Come around for tea. Spot of tea. Tea time's what? 4, 5:30. Tea time. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
It's been real. It's been great. We love you. That's us finished. Offstage acting. We'll see you at the next episode. Final words. Again, thanks to Andy Reid, for all your podcasting needs. Yay. We get a big applause.
Have a great evening, morning, night, everyone.
Get acting. We'll see you next time.
Love it. You better bleep out my address.
Was that really your address?
It is GDPR rules. You must bleep it out.
Was that really your address?
It was absolutely my address. That was the joke. I wanted to end on what's the name of the episode, and then it's just a long bleep. That was the goal. So that's it, folks, for the Offstage Acting Podcast, Episode 2. Hope you enjoyed it.
If you want to know more about courses, classes, coaching, or anything and everything to do with acting, go to offstageacting.com. From passion to profession, get acting. That's what I always do. I think outside that box.
Yeah.
All right, let me try a little music. Right. Welcome to Smooth Jazz Midnight.
Oh, that is so hot.
I'm your host.
Welcome.
Chocolate Mike. Chocolate Mike out.
Oh, yes, and this is Jay Joy and Hot Todd bringing you sexy
Nice smooth
vibes.
jazz.
And
All night, every night. So sit back, pour yourself a glass of sherry, light a cigar, cuddle up with that special loved one,
oh, that's right.
and listen to the smooth styling